Action.
Ready? Is the sound man okay?
My voice is the conductor of my life.
Now, congratulations on the documentary. It's a fascinating portrait into someone who was and is so ubiquitous, but you've managed to give us so many new insights, which is no easy thing to do. And now, I wasn't necessarily the biggest fan of Celine Dion's music. I believe you weren't either. What convinced you to make this film?
It's certainly, just because I wasn't a fan didn't mean I didn't have respect for her. I mean, I certainly could see her from a distance, and I was a consumer of all the mass media that we all are drenched in every day. But I only knew like her big hits. I only knew like the most basic things about her personal life. I really did not know much. You know, in a way, there was an opportunity for me to come by making a portrait of her very honestly, because I didn't know her. I wasn't a fan. I didn't have some sort of agenda. I didn't need to like wedge in my favorite song into the movie. You know, I could just really let what happened in front of my camera guide the dance, you know, and I think that was really important.
Towards the end of the film, where you capture Celine's crisis, she has a stiff person syndrome episode.
Celine?
911, what's your emergency?
Have been diagnosed with a very rare neurological disorder, and I wasn't ready to say anything before. But I'm ready now.
Give me an idea of what that was like to shoot, to be in the room when that was happening.
Even if I was just in the room, not doing anything, it would have been horrifying. And in some ways it was less horrifying because I was filming it, because I thought, I can film this. It doesn't mean it has to go in the film, but I was in the room already filming, and it started in 30 seconds. She was in a full-blown episode. So there wasn't a whole lot of time to pivot. And also I couldn't get out of the space. I was in the corner of the room, and she had a semicircle of professionals around her trying to help her. I think filming it actually gave me a little bit of reprieve from it because it distanced me from it. And I was able to also say, well, I don't know what Celine's going to make of this, but I'm quite sure Celine has no idea what she looks like when she is going through this. So if nothing else, I will film it and I will simply give her the footage, and it will never see the light of day. We had long talk afterward, and she didn't want me to change anything in the film, especially that episode.
And just very quickly, the section where you include John Farnham from Australia, can you tell me about how that ended up staying in the film?
Well, you know, one of the first things Celine said to me when we had our first conversation ever, she's the Queen movie, she was talking about Freddie Mercury, you know, and she said, do you think if I was more like Freddie Mercury, like I'd be cooler? Do you think? I mean, I always have just wanted to be a rock and roll star. And I was like, well, Celine, you know, you're making a lot of people happy. You know, call your music, maybe it's more pop music, you know, but, you know, I didn't know her, and I was just thinking, that's so interesting that she's wishing she could be a rock and roll star. And so when I saw that she was asked to do this nice little video interview about her old friend, John Farnham, I loved it because I actually wasn't familiar with John Farnham, I confess. And I love how she's like, I love him with the cutoff shirt and the sweat coming down his face, and he's just belting out, and he's so handsome. And I just thought, this is hilarious because she is so covetous of like that kind of performance. But she's a total performer in her own right. She's undeniable. She's just a different kind of performer. I actually had the most fun with that part of the movie, cutting that section where she's getting ready with, you know, and then getting ready to talk about John Farnham. And I just, you know, edited the film kind of backwards and forwards, and I moved around in time. So I really had a lot of fun with that.
When you record, it sounds great, but when you go on stage, it will be greater. I think we did create our own magic.
Irene, we've run out of time. Thank you so much. And I also think the film, you know, I think will be so important for everybody who has stiff person syndrome to just let people know how debilitating it is.
I think
Incredible
it's gonna
work.
yeah, I think it's important for anyone who experiences any chronic illness, or anyone who loves and cares for someone who is suffering
Yeah,
with. I mean, I think a lot of people can relate to her.
absolutely. Okay, you take care. Congratulations again. I'll speak to you soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
And cut.